Welcome. Come one, come all. Lovely patrons of the Arboretum. It's good to see you. Today, we will be talking about plants that are coming up at this Saturday's giveaway. Without further ado, Mark Weathington, Sophia McCusker, here to talk about plants.
All right. Thank you very much. Plants.
In the giveaway.
In the giveaway. We have a lot to talk about. We're not going to talk about all, I don't know how many. You asked me.
It was 300 last I checked.
Oh, it's more than 300 taxa.
Well, yeah, but you got to take out the pre-selects.
We got 400 different types of plants. We've got, I know, about 4,900 plants that we're giving away free to our members this Saturday. Always first Saturday in October. You can put it on your calendar.
Don't book your vacations. Or if your partner tries to book your vacation, be suspect.
That's right. That's right. Beauty of this is you get a whole bunch of plants free. Then you can go to a nursery and buy plants, and that way, and you can split the price between all your free plants.
You can go to the PAX plant sale and support the department.
Yeah, the Pyle the NC State Student Horticulture Honor Society has a plant sale on campus this weekend as well. So,
and they usually have a solid selection as well.
Yep, they have a very solid selection. All right, we're going to jump into some plants that we're going to be giving away. This is just, I went down and picked up a random selection, more or less, of plants.
And said, ooh, are we really giving that away?
So, I won't say anything now. There may be half an email written go, wait, we can't give this away. We can't give this away. Because
You promised you wouldn't do it.
The title line says, I lied.
Oh, no.
It's only a couple things so far.
I knew.
All right. Let's talk about plants. We have got some cool things that we are giving away. It always blows my mind. We are giving away plants that you can't get anywhere else. I mean, some really, really very cool stuff. I'm going to start with this guy. This is a butterfly bush, Buddleia, believe it or not. This is one Buddleia wardii. I had never seen this in the U.S. ever. With actually Greg Page, before he was working here, we were in England and we visited Pan Global Plants, great nursery there. And I saw this, I was like, well, I gotta bring it back. It was back when our former director was doing some Buddleia breeding, but it is an evergreen butterfly bush. These real nice kind of small leaves that are real serrated, almost, almost get ferny looking. Flowers are white and they're okay. They're not what you think of when you think of butterfly bush necessarily, but the butterflies and other pollinators do love it. Great for sunny, well-drained soil. And I still have not seen this being sold in the U.S. yet. So really, it's amazing we give away this kind of stuff. All right. Going from something that's really, really rare to something that is hard to find. It shouldn't be, but it's one of these plants that we keep looking for new and better and better and better, and forget sometimes that the older forms are better than the new and better. This is Abelia chinensis. The abelias are these beautiful shrubs. This form has white flowers, but the calyx, the piece that kind of holds that flower, is pink and turns even more rose as it goes kind of pink to rose to then almost gets kind of green. But it really extends the season, and it flowers pretty regularly on and off through the summer. This is one that I had kind of not turned my nose up at, but just kind of forgot about because it's such a reliable plant. And Greg here at the Arboretum, every time we walk by this plant at the Arboretum, he goes, I love that plant. And so it's kind of, I started paying attention again. It's a great pollinator plant. It's just a solid, easy, great flowering shrub.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but all the ones that you're going to see are ones that came from the bush that I cut down in April, right? Because there was a 20-year-old bush in the old butterfly garden, and it was one of those things where we were redoing the space, and I was like, if I could magically keep this one, I would, but it was time to go. I think the bees were pretty upset with me.
Well, we multiplied it.
And now you're going to get it.
We can't. I can't. I don't know how many are in the giveaway because I keep finding more.
A lot. Yeah.
It was a big plant.
It was a big plant.
Yeah.
And it roots really well.
Do I keep going?
I'll talk about the salvia.
Yeah.
This is Tim really loves this one. It's got a very distinct smell to it. What did you call it? A fragrance? A fragrant. It smells like burnt cucumbers to me.
When have you ever burnt a cucumber?
I don't know, but it's the only thing that it's the descriptor that I have. But it blooms really late in the season, and it's got these really pretty fluffy pink flowers. They're super cute. This is salvia, I don't know.
Tuberula
El Butano. It gets really big. We've cut it back 3 or 4 times, so this is definitely not a compact garden plant. But you can't beat the flowers, and this late in the season, it's beautiful.
I agree, and they're cool. They come out, when you get a big plant, they come out, they're like not golf ball size, I don't want to say, but they're really big, and they open up, get pinker and pinker, and they get fluffy, and
let's see if we can see it from here.
very cool. And it's a big old honker, but
yeah,
awesome plant.
Every time we propagate it, I bring it up and I put it on the cart, and Carol says, "Oh, not El Butano." Some people love it. Some people.
It kind of smells like kind of generic Chinese food from a hole in the wall Chinese restaurant to me. I don't find it bad.
Salvias have a wide range of smells.
Yeah, it's intense.
Yeah. All right. Me again.
Sure.
Okay, I've talked about this plant before. It's a gardenia jasminoides, Ogon no Hana, which just means the gold from Hana, wherever Hana is, or gold of Hana, or something along those lines. I thought a gold gardenia was the craziest thing because gardenias always turn gold in my garden before dying. But this thing is the toughest gardenia I have ever grown. And it is the only gardenia I have ever planted in my own personal garden. And I was just telling Tim, when I was pulling these plants, was he down there? Somewhere with Tim. At my house, I grow a small blue clematis through this thing, and it looks awesome. And my plant had gotten a little too big. I whacked it to the ground. Maybe that's where these came from. We have it here, but
you
it's
brought in
already
cuttings.
boom, grown back up and
It rooted very
awesome.
well.
Yeah.
Everything roots very well with Sophia in the nursery.
Well, when you get when you start out with 300, and even if you don't get that many today, it works out.
That's right.
I'll talk about this Amorphophallus. So these are a funny story because actually had a volunteer come in and say, "Hey, do you want some Amorphophallus?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" So I have these weird. Are they corms? I've been debating what they actually are. Yeah.
Corms.
But we got them in all different shapes and sizes. They'll be in these little baggies. But this is Amorphophallus konjac. It's just a weird plant. Who doesn't want that?
There's nothing more exciting than getting things in a bag, too.
Right? Dry in a bag. You can put it in the winter. You can put it in your garage and then forget about it till spring. Or you can plant it now.
Plant it, yeah. And these things, there are roots. They're coming from the top. The little point, that's the top. If you ever get something like this, you also get cyclamen can be like this. If you're not sure what's top and bottom, plant it sideways and you'll be okay. But if you plant it upside down, forget about it, it's dead. And if you do leave this dry, all these little roots will wind up coming off. That's just normal, that's fine. But you can go ahead and plant it now.
Yeah. And be careful, don't let this one roll around in the trunk of your car. Because if you've damaged that little point, especially on the smaller ones, you may not get it to come back. Or will these all sprout?
And they'll usually come back. I have gone through them with a shovel out in the garden and all of a sudden thought I killed them and they popped up. But you're better off not.
I guess when they're really small, that may be more true.
Yeah.
And
really rare. The rarer they are, the less likely they are to come back. Right?
Yeah.
That's the way it is with everything.
Yeah. If it's the only one in the U.S.,
That's right. So we do have some of these plants in bags. You know, these Amorphophallus, that's like, these are bulb bags. This is like how you get this kind of thing. We do have some other things in bags as well. You want to talk about those and why we have them in bags?
So for those of you who have been to the garden this summer, we redid our lath house. We took a lot of our ferns. So the big masses of ferns we thinned out. So we have some of these ferns that don't actually want to be dry, but I don't have, 1 million pots to pot them all up in. So I put them in the bags with media on them so they stay moist. So these you'll want to replant, but they're just in the bags because I need them gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we were pulling these things out late in the season, and it didn't make any sense to put them in a pot because you would have gotten it in a pot and pulled it out, and it wouldn't have been. You would have had just loose soil around it.
Yes.
But all of these, if you can't get one of these bags, all of these little rhizomes, plant them all, even if it doesn't have little fronds coming up, because they'll pop up there.
I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but each little one of these little green spots is a little node coming up. Could be a root.
But these, sometimes call these, this one, bamboo fern, this Coniogrammy intermedia. Which one's this? Rasha. We also have shishi and
a third one.
Yoroi kaku.
Yeah, some of them will have in pots. Some of them will have in bags like this.
And this Coniogrammy is a spreading fern, so it makes like a ground cover in a woodland. It is fantastic, and deer don't eat ferns.
I love the texture on, especially the Rasha. It's got this really crispy. It's like it almost feels plastic. It doesn't feel real.
Yeah.
I want to take a second to thank Blake for his awesome camera work. He's killing it right now. And then so these are some cool plants. Where do they all come from? Stuff like that.
Like
the lath house?
They came from the lath house.
Yeah. You can get plants from the lath house at this giveaway?
Right?
That's
what?
Right.
What's the one rule in the propagation workshops? Don't go in the lath house.
You can't take anything in the lath house. That's right.
This is how you get stuff out of the lath house.
Exactly. All right, I'll talk about another weird thing. Sometimes in these plant sales, you get plants that we haven't planted out yet, that we don't know how they're going to do. So this is actually a rhubarb from Turkmenistan and Uzbekistan and those areas. So Rheum turkstanicum. I'm always trying to grow these rhubarbs. They're so cool. They're mostly high alpine plants. This one seemed to go from kind of these high mountainsides in Uzbekistan down to lower hot baking areas in Pakistan. So maybe it's going to be hardy for us and summer tolerant. Usually it'll be cold hardy. That's no problem. The summers are what might get it. It seems like this you want to put in sun. Probably it'll appreciate, I know it'll appreciate summer moisture. These leaves will get huge if it lives for you and kind of flat on the ground. And then it has this spike of kind of maroon flowers on there. And I was looking it up because I don't know much about it, because often I will bring in seed of things I don't know much about because, wow. Yeah. Sophia loves it when we get lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of seed in. But this
especially when I get great germination, like 75 of a rhubarb.
That's right.
Oh, boy.
And it looked good all summer,
yeah.
which is in a hot house. So I think this may be good. This thing is good for what ails you. I looked it up. You can find almost no information about Rheum turkstanicum.
There you go.
About the plant and growing it, but good Lord, this thing it's good against cancer, against liver problem. I mean, seriously, and I'm talking about peer-reviewed journal articles about all the stuff this thing is good for. It's crazy.
I can completely stop purchasing snake oil and I can switch completely to this?
Yeah.
So actually,
I don't know what part. Don't Don't pull a leaf off and chew it. I don't know. But it's a rhubarb. I guess you could eat the petioles, right?
My thought on it was, and what Tim said when he saw it was, at the very least, we can grow it out and it would be a cool winter interest plant because it's related because of the pretty red stems.
Right. And it's going to love our winter. The summer's the question. That's a great point.
So don't let it scare you away because it is at a stake number.
That's right. All of these I brought up, except for a few, are at stake numbers. If you've never come to our giveaway, we have lots of plants that we number 1 through 74 this year. And you can find that list on our website, that full list. And then we have hundreds of different plants, literally hundreds of different plants that we have anything from 1 to 50 of that we put down what we call the center row between those numbered ones. And that there's some cool stuff in there.
But we can't tell you where any of it is because we don't remember where it is.
Right. All right. I'm going to go with another one that I'm going to need to read the name on because I don't. It's Chihuahua compact. Anisacanthus quadriphytus variety rightii. That I could have done. I was thinking it was a different place in Mexico, but Chihuahua compact. And when I pulled this plant to talk about it, I asked Sophia if I could not bring it back to the nursery, but could take it with me because I love Anisacanthus. I'm looking at some right now in front of me. But this compact one has stayed dense, and in the garden, it has blown me away with how floriferous it is with these bright orange-red flowers on this in a really tight habit. Usually this is kind of open and lax and floppy, and this thing has been awesome. Plus, I have a Chihuahua, so I need the Chihuahua compact.
It's also
Seems
fitting.
Well, I was going to say not repetitive. And Chihuahua and compact, of course.
Oh, redundant.
Redundant, that's the word. Thank you. Young minds.
I watched Word Girl as a kid, so that really helped. Redundant woman was she would say everything 3 times. It was pretty fun.
Got you.
Yeah.
They root really easily. I have 120 of them. I've been working on this list too long.
Usually we have about 300, maybe 400 people of our members here for the giveaways. So with 119, because this one's going home with me.
Plus 10 that might fall off the cart and they'll be like, that's fine.
Every 3rd or 4th person gets one of these.
This Aquilegia, I feel like I'm too close to these. You know how when you get to something and you're like, I'm too close to it. I've seen this all summer. It's super resilient. It has taken getting too dry. It takes full sun. It always gets water. So I guess that's the one thing it might not take. But it's super great. They're seed grown. I actually don't really know. It's Aquilegia virginiana dwarf form. I've heard Tim rave about it. I don't know if I've actually ever seen it in the garden. But I've grown it at least 2 or 3 years now from seed. And this year, I left Evan the job of cleaning out the seed fridge, and he sowed me 4 pots.
That's 4 seed pots, not 4 individual pots like that.
And I wasn't the clearest about it because some of it got into the nearby pots too. So I weeded that out before she got back, I think.
Yeah, but it's been it's just a super cute, great little plant.
Yeah, if you don't know Aquilegia, that's columbine. This thing's one of the more alpine types, except for it seems to be fine with our heat and humidity. And it does not, now, to be fair, in the nursery, it stays consistently wet or gets consistently watered. But it is not phased by being abused. Yeah. And so this is another one that's great to plant now. And probably next year, if you doesn't get that regular water over the summer, it'll just go dormant and then pop back up in midwinter or so.
Yeah. The flowers on the Aquilegia look like aliens too. So that's a plus.
That is a plus. All right. Camellias. Love-hate relationship with camellias.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Where's the hate?
Well, I worked in a garden where we grew 3,000 different ones.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are ugly plants. They're big and gangly. They have big old flowers, but hey, I am a subtle guy, as my shirt would indicate. So I don't need big honking flowers. I like foliage and form. This is one we have distributed actually quite a few times. It's called Golden Spangles, and we've distributed it quite a few times because it is an awesome, awesome plant. Pretty narrow, upright form, great little variegation, not over the top, but that nice chartreuse center to the green leaf. Single kind of rosy red flowers. I can't say enough good things about this plant. I love it.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm in the love stage with the camellias because I had some really good success with the cuttings from last year. So I have these all look really good this year.
They do. I had trouble picking which ones to talk about. So I only pulled two. This one is a hybrid called Yume, Y-U-M-E. This has these beautiful flowers that are kind of open, and the petals are thin textured and kind of, floppy sounds bad. I want the positive of floppy. Drapey. And kind of pale pink usually on the outside petals, and then white on the inside. And that kind of changes over time. But these are from cuttings. Look at this thing. There is probably on this, 8-inch, 9-inch tall plant, or
20.
24 flowers on flower buds on here, maybe more. This is just a flowering machine. And this is Yume is one of the camellias that will tend to flower for a really long period. You always hear early, mid, late season camellias. This is kind of a late-ish early to early-ish late flowering one. So awesome.
I'm a big fan of that dark glossy foliage too.
Yeah. And Yume's got a nice form as well.
I was going to say, it seems kind of compact and tidy.
Yeah. Don't like the big floppy ones.
You want a full tree? So this is where it's being in the department is awesome. We got an email that was like, hey, I have 400 strawberry plants. Does anyone want strawberry plants? And I was like, yes, I'll take however many you want to give me. This is a Fragalia Monterey. It's an ever-bearing strawberry. It'll be at a stake number. This is another one where I got it kind of late, so it's going to be in a Ziploc like this. It's going to be a plug. You pop it in the ground, it'll be great. It is like a berry producing machine. The slugs have gotten to mine before I've gotten to them, so I don't know exactly how great they are, but if you want to actually see strawberries on strawberry plants, get one of these.
Yeah. And you can grow strawberry, they have the strawberry planters and things. You don't need one of those. You can do them in a terracotta pot or something like that. That helps with the slugs. Yeah.
I am experimenting having them be like a green mulch.
Awesome.
Got them growing in my yard.
I've seen people do them as hanging baskets as well, and you pluck the...
Yeah. This thing, in plug size this big, it had red fruit on it. It was crazy.
All right.
Just put that back there.
Yeah. So do a couple of them real quick. I love dianthus. Those are the carnations, the big old things that florists grow. But the garden dianthus are great plants. You get this, for a lot of them, this real icy blue foliage, real fine. Most will make bigger and bigger clumps. This is Dianthus giganteus, which is kind of a weird name for it. The foliage can get large, but the flowers are kind of small, but they're nice bright pink and they smell delicious like most other Dianthus, like cloves. They're evergreen. They look great. What I find to keep them looking their best over the summer is immediately after they flower, which is usually early spring, I just go over it and give it a haircut with a weed eater or my mower. And it looked terrible for about 2 weeks. And then all the new growth comes out and they look great. If you don't do that, they can start to get leggy and die out a little bit in the center. The one problem I have with the Dianthus I grow is my Bermuda grass that's growing sometimes has gotten through a big patch of it, and I have to sit there and stare at it to try and see what's the Bermuda grass growing up through that and what's the Dianthus. My wife pointed out that I was doing that one day. She's like, what the heck are you doing staring at the plants? One more shrub. This one has a history with the Raulston Arboretum. This is Buxus unraveled. This is the weepingest of the weeping boxwoods. Makes a great little textural mounded shrub in the garden. Some people will stake it upright and let it, have a trunk and then let it flop over. If you just let it grow like this, it'll keep mounding up. It can get 6 feet wide and 5 or so feet tall. Bigger than that if you let it go for 50 years. Really cool plant. It was found in Texas, if I remember correctly. Nobody knew where it had come from, what it had done. Folks at Yucadoo sent it to JC, and JC helped kind of pass it around. Boxwoods. People forget that boxwoods are great shade plants. They plant them out in full sun. Boxwoods actually really appreciate having some shade. So if you have a woodland garden, you have a shady garden, this is a nice textural plant for that shady spot, and that's evergreen, looks good all winter.
I'll talk about the two little small ones I brought up. So this right here is Cestrum parqui. Perhaps?
Yeah.
But I've been loving cestrums recently because I've been a fan of things that have yellow flowers that are not asters. And the cestrum that we have in our perennial border has behaved very well for us this summer and looks beautiful for a long period of time. So I'm a big fan. I just planted 2 individuals of a cestrum species that Mark brought back from Uruguay, one in the South American garden and one out in the berms. And those have been so far very tolerant as I planted them pretty small, and the one in the South American garden died almost back to a single leaf and then has come back and is now, it's a shrub. So I'm excited to see if it survives the winter for that one. And yeah, big fan. And
when we first planted this one, this young plant like that, it died back to the ground the first couple of winters, and then it stopped doing that, and it's gotten to be a nice big shrub. Every once in a while, it'll fruit and it'll form little like clusters of real dark blue-black fruit on it. But it's tough as nails. Like you said, it flowers forever. Pollinators love it. And if you don't want it to get too big, you don't have to wait for winter to kill it back. You just in winter cut it to the ground.
Yeah.
And I believe cestrum is really distasteful to deer. I believe this is a plant that deer tend to stay away from.
That's good news. And this is the other one I brought just because this is Clinia nerifolia. I mostly wanted to emphasize, where else in the world are you going to find such weird places except for this giveaway right here? Come to our Arboretum, get some weird plants. And so far, in terms of its behavior, it's grown at a pretty steady rate in the nursery. We planted a couple out on the roof pots, and they dried up at first, and I thought they were dead, but they just continued growing up from this little apical shoot, I guess. It's kind of a weird form, but yeah, we'll see how it does this winter.
Yeah, this is how I drive Sophia crazy. Every once in a while, I decide that certainly there is a plant that is going to grow well for us from the Canary Islands. And I get lots of plants that are from the Canary Islands, like this Clinia. And it's very rare that any of those plants will actually survive. This is one that makes a great house plant, super drought tolerant, super easy. Like you said, if you get this, do not plant it out this fall. If it's going to survive outside, you want to plant it in spring and let it have a full season to acclimate. But even then,
give it a chance, but keep your hopes low.
But
it would look good in a pot.
I mean, it germinated great. Also, it's awesome. It might find its way into my trunk, and it might end up in my house.
This one freaks Greg out.
Super cute. I love it.
It used to be classified as a euphorbia. So it's a funky thing. It may go into Madeira as well as Canary Islands. I'm not sure.
We've got a couple of houseplant things that we'll have a decent number of in the center row because it's I don't want to put them at a number.
So that brings us to a couple of these trees and shrubs we have over here. And I just wanted to mention a couple of these things. The center row we talk about. This is a oak leaf hydrangea. Fantastic native shrub. Great flowers, great fall color, great bark when it gets older. Super easy to grow. It is one of my all-time favorite shrubs. We have, I think, 3 or 4 different ones that are going to be down the center row. And these are nice, big, chunky plants. Now,
the deal with this one is the reason that it's here, and this is my favorite line is, we'll just put it in the giveaway. Because we lost the tag. I believe we had 2 in a sale, and we lost. This one came back to the nursery without a tag. So we go giveaway.
Yeah.
Giveaway.
There's an old sign from J.C. Raulston's time that had some, was a sign he put by giveaway plants. And he's like, these are rare plants. Sometimes we lose a tag. We'll never figure out what it is in the nursery. So we're giving it to you to try. And the only stipulation is that you never, ever, 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 ever ask us what it is.
Well, at least put a genus on things, but I can't tell you the cultivar.
Hey, we can get the species on this. Can't always do that with some of the plants. If we lose a tag on that Kleinia, we're probably out of luck.
It's probably the only one we have, so it's easy.
So, and I brought this up, really the 2 of these, to point out that we have cool stuff. This is a gold stem Japanese maple. We have a couple of Japanese maples that are going to be down there. This is one that was actually found by a former volunteer here at the Arboretum called Gold Digger. Really nice thing. This is a Coosa dogwood autumn rose that the flowers kind of are cup shaped a little bit and real pretty. I will say though, with these trees some of these trees and shrubs, they go up to 5-7 gallon size. So these are big plants. Sophia is growing, 5,000 plants for this. That doesn't include all the other sales we do, all the things we do for our collections. We give plants to botanic gardens. She's got a lot going on there. Some of the old stuff that we're, that I keep saying, no, I don't want to get rid of that. I don't want to get rid of that. I want to keep that.
Ooh, there's one plant. Oh, sorry, finish your thought. I just had a thought.
That some of those things may sit in the nursery for a bit too long and get neglected. So you may bring home plants that the top has died and it's just growing from the side that looks kind of ugly, or it's root bound, or whatever. They'll need some nursing to get really going good and looking good, but they're free. So don't complain.
I was going to say this one, some of the reasons that they go into the giveaway is they get same reason that stuff goes to the clearance section in Lowe's, which we don't always love, but if it gets dried out, it loses all the leaves. I've got several paniculata hydrangea that we can't put them in the sale because nobody's going to buy them in person. I don't want to give it to people. But this pruned up and with some TLC.
And this is a great plant. It looks fantastic. Is
this on your list?
No. That was one I was thinking, maybe I could take that back home, take that home with me. I won't. But sometimes it's just, we have 1 or 2, we don't need them. And hey, we're going to give them to you.
I don't want to keep them over in the winter. That's the real reason for the giveaway.
It is. That's the original reason, was to get rid of plants to not overwinter them.
To shrink down so that we can start our new crop for next year and have crazy mess for next year.
Exactly. Woo-hoo. Exactly. Got any questions?
Yeah. Well, what can new participants expect from this experience? How is it kind of set up?
Okay. I love that question. So you come in, you register. If you are an individual member, 1 person can participate. If you are a family or dual member, 2 people can participate. If you're a higher level member, look online, you can see how many people can participate. Do not bring babes in arms, please. It's It's congested. It's difficult. We occasionally will have somebody who's willing to hold a baby, but don't count on that. Strollers are going to make life really difficult for you. So we ask that you not do that. If you can, bring a wagon or something to bring plants out. You've got to shuttle them out to your car. There are people who we have like laundry baskets with a rope attached that people drag them. We got all kinds of things like that. But if you bring a wagon, it's really helpful.
Try to make it unique. Put something on it that will stand out, because there will be a sea of wagons, because 400 of your closest friends are also bringing a wagon or a laundry basket. So I would suggest something that's not sharp or too tall, but something bright that is unique.
If you've got a Radio Flyer red wagon, you do something to make sure you know it's yours. Put a luggage tag on it or something.
At least put your name on the underside, so when someone says, no, that's my wagon full of plants.
Flip it over.
Flip it, yeah.
So you come in, we usually, you can get our t-shirt while you're here. You chat with other plant nuts in line until we let everybody in. You come in, there'll be a line painted. You are not allowed to go cross that line. You don't get to go look and handle those plants.
Well, so hold on, let's back up. So you will wind in. We will lead people in at 7, right? Mm-hmm. So Tim will lead everybody in, and then that will form the line. And then at 9 o'clock, you will be allowed into the field.
Correct.
And that's where the painted line comes in.
Correct. Can't touch the plants. I will yell at you. Public shaming. We'll blow a horn. You can go get 3 plants, 3 different plants. You take them back, put them by your wagon, put them to the side, blow the horn again, 3 more plants. Do it again, 3 more plants. And then blow the horn, and we want everything gone. Doesn't have to go home, but it has to leave here. Last call rules. And so you can do the math, got around 4,000 plants, 4,000 plus. We usually have 300 or 400 participants. You go home with 10 more plants for the garden. The last time around, you could get multiples of the same plant. We really ask people to just get one of things early in the rounds so that everybody has an opportunity to get plants that they want. It's really fun. It's like a personality test. You can see people who've gone online and looked at our list. And, there'll be the person who's looked on their phone while standing in line and has things written on their hand and on their arm. Pro tip, don't do it on your palm because you're grabbing plants. Do it on, somewhere else. You'll have people who have written it on a piece of paper at home, scribbled it on, and then you'll have people with spreadsheets with highlighted the plants they want first, second, third, substitutes, where they're going to go in their garden. What kind of crazy person gets a plant knowing exactly where it's going to go in the garden? That's something about that is pathological. So and then they come in and they see all the plants down the center row, and their plans all go out the window, and they start trying to get those plants.
That's right.
We just ask you to be polite, not knock people over.
It sounds chaotic, but
it's well organized.
In general, plant people are pretty nice, and also we don't tolerate pushing, none of that mess.
How many years are we without casualties?
Don't make us reset that clock.
Yeah.
Don't make us reset the calendar.
We're doing really well.
That's right. Some great videos on YouTube, both showing the thing in action and also giving some directions. I actually just had somebody text me, a friend, say, I was looking on there to show the sped up version of your thing and came across y'all's football themed directions. So it's a lot of fun if you want to dig around on YouTube.
They still apply. It's a few years old, but it still applies.
That's right.
All right. Well, we hope to see you on Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you join us next week at Wednesday, 3 p.m., you will learn from Tim and Greg about how the berms have been doing since their inception. And get this, the plants have grown. So it's pretty exciting.
They've grown well.
Yeah, no, it is genuinely really exciting. So please join us for that. Mark, Sophia, thank you guys for your time. Thank you guys for joining us, and enjoy your evening.